I'm going to take a second to talk to you about underdogs.
Everywhere, this is for you.
Fly was flying, you on the team, touchdown, time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby, it's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog, or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, early time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco, thanks for tuning in.
What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is a victory Sunday. The Philadelphia Eagles go out there and rout the New York Giants. So I know I ain't the only happy one right now. I am not the only happy one, but it's been a minute. I miss you guys. It's good to be back on the stream. Been a very, very busy couple weeks for me, but I hope everybody had a good holiday. Hope everybody got what they wanted for Christmas. I got my present today in the second half. That's all I wanted to see. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to see my boys go out there and beat up on these Giants like we were supposed to. Nets win on Christmas. They did without KD as well, so that was a nice little win for me as well. But today we worried about the Eagles. And look, today was a beautiful game. Obviously the first half was very tough for this offense. The defense looked good throughout the game, but the offense had, its struggles in the first half, kind of couldn't get the ball rolling. We can blame that on a lot of different things. Realistically, when I sit here and I think about the game, Jalen Hurts left some things on the table. Obviously, some of the players left some things on the table early on, some drops. Obviously, almost a couple fumbles, almost an interception. We dodged a lot of bullets in that first half. we were able to come out in the second half. It looked like we had a different game plan, a different mindset on this offense when we were able to capitalize and go out there and beat up on these Giants. Like, look, I'm not surprised that we won this game. I'm more still upset that we lost the first one. You know, where was this team a month ago? I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not going to bring it down, though. This is a win. A win is a win. We're at 8-7 now, right? The Philadelphia Eagles have literally everything in front of them. We can go out there and we can win some games and we can make the playoffs. That would be very interesting to see us in the playoffs, see what type of team this would be in the playoffs, especially with this run game. This run game is scary, man. The New York Giants were literally selling out to stop the run. And while we didn't go out there and put up 250, 300 yards, but we did, you know, dominate the game with the run game. And even with, you know, the short passes, Jordan Howard getting involved in the short pass game, being able to fight for extra yards, get the first downs for us. Like, this is a team that I feel like they're just starting to realize who they are and who they can be. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm hyped for this year. I think that, you know, we waited for this, right? We waited for this team to kind of get competent and start, you know, leaning on their run game that we thought was so strong. And now we're seeing it, man. This offensive line looked really good. I really have nothing. I have nothing to really say too much. I hope Sanders and Howard, you obviously want these guys back. I forgot to even change the banner. Maybe we got to change the banner. What are we going to say? Victory Sunday. I don't even know what the banner should say. Lane Johnson got a touchdown. I don't even know what the banner should say at this point. It was such a beautiful game. Like, what do we really spotlight? Like, I think the defense is, you know, the defense has done their job. Well, especially against weaker teams like this, the defense has done their job. And they went out there and whoever you put out as the quarterback, they dominated them. What was the numbers? What were the actual numbers for them? Because I know there was a point that there was like 31 passing yards. So they ended up with 108. I want to say 118 passing yards, 2 interceptions. We got 2 sacks. I mean, there's really nothing you could be mad about. The running game for the Giants obviously didn't really get going. Saquon Barkley only having 32 yards. I mean, there's nothing to be mad about. There's nothing to be mad about realistically as an Eagles fan. Jalen Hurts had a hell of a second half realistically. Ended with 102 passer rating. I mean, you know what? Just shy of 200 yards. This is a good game. This is one of those games that you want to see the coaching be able to take over in the halftime. You want to be able to see, you know, your star players or your leaders take over at halftime. And I think that's what we saw. So, you know, you guys start letting me know what you think. But I really have nothing I could be too upset about. Like, did I want to go out there and dominate it from the word go? Definitely. You know what I'm saying? But it's nice to see your team come through and fight through adversity. Because this defense for the Giants, they aren't as beat up as they were in the first game. You know, I will say that. So I'm glad that we were able to get it going. You know, it didn't start off smooth, but we were able to get it going. So I'll shut up. We'll start reading some comments. But y'all let me know, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling. But what's going on, Carlos? He said, I hope the Giant fans who said they were sweeping y'all are quiet. Oh, I know it's quiet in Jersey right now. In New York, it's very quiet. My sister usually texts me. She's a big, you know, Giants fan. It's quiet hours for them. They all sleeping right now. They all went to sleep a little early this week. What's going on, Nightings? What's going on? He says, good win, gang. Yeah, this was a good win. This was the type of win that you need going into this playoff hunt. Straight up ran away with it. In the second half, we did. He said they had us in the first half, not going to lie. That's a big fact. What's going on, Ryan Rowe? What's going on? Also, Hurts is y'all franchise quarterback. No if and or maybe I'm not making that decision right now. Let's just ride this out. Let's see what happens, man. I feel like if he can keep doing that, if he can, you know, have that second half for two halves next game and the game after, if he can start putting it together, I've said this every time that he has a good half or a good game. If he can start putting it together on a consistent basis, then we have something, you know. Then we have something we can build upon. Biden saying, let's go, Brandon, was my Xmas present. What's going on, Ramal? What's going on? Cal Bundy says the first half cooked me so much it almost made me turn my TV off. I was tight. I'm not gonna lie. It was like, what's going on right now? We just looked sloppy. We looked ugly. And it got me worried because I was like, are we going to see the same thing that we saw the first time around against the Giants from Jalen Hurts? But, you know, to his credit, he pulled it together in the second half and he was able to make some big plays for us, man. You know, some of these wide receivers bailed him out on some of these plays, but as they should. That's what your job is. Your job is to help your quarterback out. So, you know, shout out to Quez Watkins making a huge, you know, catch in traffic. Devontae Smith being able to make a couple good catches, obviously getting that big touchdown in the corner of the end zone. So, I mean, look, it was a team win. I liked it. I liked it. What's going on, Show Enough? What's going on? Dirty says, great win to build off of. Exactly, and that's all you can ask for. You just want to start seeing consistency. You want to see every week trying to do the same thing over and over again. I do feel like we probably should have started running a little bit earlier, but, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I also do believe at some point your quarterback has to be able to take advantage of situations like we were in the early going of this game. If a team is selling out to stop your run, your quarterback has to be able to make some plays. So, you know, while I'm not going to sit here and bust on Jalen Hurts too much, because I do think that, like I said, he had a good second half, there's some things to worry about. There are definitely some things to worry about with him. Giants bringing back Joe Judge next year. Yeah, I mean, he's Philly's secret weapon. He's secretly an Eagles fan. I know he was playing the Eagles fight song at one of his practices. If I was one of the Giants players and I walk in and they're playing the Eagles fight song, bro, I'm just going home. I'm just going to, you know, it's not worth it to be there anymore. That's crazy. Is it me or every receiver made a play? It felt like it. It definitely felt like it. Jalen Reagor did his thing. Milton Williams had his best game, in my opinion. Milton Williams is making some noise. And I feel like after I was, you know, I kind of gave him a little bit of heat on one of my videos. He's coming out here and balling out. So you guys are welcome. I mean, you know, right? That's me, right? You guys are welcome. It was me. Reagor had a confidence booster game. He needed it. How even Reagor had a big fun return. Facts. Jannard Avery had a hell of a game. These linebackers have turned into something. You know, I don't know where it came from, but I love it. And I want to keep it around a little bit because Jannard Avery, you know, Jannard Avery, while he's not in there a lot, he did make some big plays today. Alex Singleton made a big play today, obviously, with that touchdown return. TJ Edwards almost had an interception. I mean, these guys were running all over the field. So these linebackers looked really good. I was really impressed with them. Again, they're going against a terrible offense, so they did what they were supposed to and a little bit more. That's where I'm at right now. Carlos Holloway says, what is there to be worried about Jalen Hurts? He's just not consistent, man. He's just not consistent. He's, you know, his inability to really take advantage of defenses with his arm is getting a little bit worrisome. He stares down, you know, single receiver. So if it's not there, it's not there, and it's hard for him to move past that first read, and it's hard for him to really read defenses, in my opinion. So, hey, look, it was a good game. I'm glad that he won, so I'm not going to sit here and rip him, but there are some things to look at that and say, you know, we got to work on this, man. Goddard being wide open in the end zone is one of them. Yeah, you definitely have to see stuff like that. And I know that these are individual plays, and I know people are going to be like, well, every quarterback misses plays. They do, but not at the consistent rate that Jalen misses a lot of wide open guys. But it is what it is. I mean, you know, he'll learn, I guess. If we can continue to kind of, you know, walk him through this process, then, you know, he'll have time to learn. Carlos says that Slay had a good game. Slay had a big game. That's my defensive player of the year. I don't care. He's my DPOY in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that counts for. So is Seth Joyner borrowing Davion Taylor while he's injured or not? Yeah, he probably should be, right? They should be watching film together. You said you want to bring him, you know, a Pro Bowl or All Pro. I forgot which he said, but Slay dropped that pick. You know, that was the weirdest drop ever. Slay, like, literally picked it off, like, fully caught it. It looked more like a fumble than it did a drop. It was the weirdest, like, it was the slowest drop in the history of football. But he played some good football this week. Reading the field is still lacking at times. I agree, Dank. Yeah, once he learns to read the whole field, he'll be good. I agree, Drip. Look, I've said before, if he can mentally, and this is no knock on him, but if he can even mentally get to where Gardner Minshew is, Gardner Minshew is able to read the pocket. He just doesn't have the athletic abilities that Jalen Hurts has. So if he's able to start reading the pocket like that, or the field like that, I think he can be elite. Never mind good. I think he can be elite, to be honest. So it's all about getting there, though. Shout out to everybody in here, man. We got 30 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. We are only like 40 away, less than 40 away to 3K. Shout out to everybody that's been on the Newsbreak app. We literally just crossed 2K yesterday. So shout out to everybody, man. I really do appreciate the support. Dank Burrito says, there's still issues, of course. He's a gamer who's not consistent as a passer yet. It's not hate to say that. Exactly. It is what it is. It's just seeing what it is. But, good game. It is what it is. Jalen has a lot to work on. He does. But it comes down to if you as a coaching staff and you as an organization are willing to work with that. If you think that Jalen's upside is that high, then I don't see why you wouldn't work through these issues. Like, I don't think that he's going to lose you a bunch of games just because he can't pass, consistently, and it's not that he's a bad passer. It's just he's inconsistent. So I don't think he'll lose you a bunch of games. It's just that right now he's not in the position to win you a bunch of games off of his arm. So if you're willing to work around it, if you're down to keep running it 40 times a game, then, it is what it is. I hate people who using hater as a defense. Yeah, it's like talk football, It looked like the one in preseason where they juggled it against the Jets and we were playing hot potato. Facts. They play hot potato like before every game. I think it's the wide receivers that do it, though. I love Miles Sanders, but is there any worry that he might be injury prone? I was thinking that today, Jason, when I was watching him walk off. It's getting really worrisome, man. This was your year to kind of prove that you deserve another contract. And look, I'm a Penn State fan, so before we even say, oh, give Booby a chance, Booby has every chance in the world that he needs to me. Like, if I was, signing contracts, he would already be signed to an extension. But as a team, you got to look at that, man. Jordan Howard holds this team down, and I think you can find another Jordan Howard. I think you can find another Miles Sanders. So I don't know if either are necessarily inexpendable. Like I think this running game is really more based off of off of the offensive line, than it is necessarily off the running backs. I think that we have two good running backs, but if they can't get on the field, if they can't stay on the field, you really start thinking, what? So that's a great question. That's definitely a great question. I forgot how many passes were dropped this game. Definitely some drop passes. Definitely no wide receivers weren't perfect. No quarterback is consistent, in my opinion. Look at Allen and Herbert. We're not looking at consistency and 100% are two different things. We're not going to get into this. Jalen Hurts had a good game. I'm not hating on Jalen Hurts. Like, he had a good game. I'm just saying that he's still got things to work on. It is fine. He's doing fine. But just understand there's a difference between consistent and 100%. I'm not saying he has to have 100% completion percentage. It's about consistently being able to read the field and seeing all your options. But he had a good game today. So, I'm not hating. Gannon has had his best two games. The way he kept us in the game first half was good to see. Yeah, and look, Gannon, it's weird. It's really weird because I feel like the defense has decent numbers. Like we're hot or cold. We're either really, really good on defense or we're giving up a touchdown every drive. Like there's really no in between with our defense. You don't really know what you're gonna get until you get there. So, this looked good. These were bad teams, right? These were bad defensive teams. So you hope that or offensive teams. So you hope that you can keep doing that once you get into these, better games against better quarterbacks and stuff. But yeah, it looked good. It looked good for now. Dallas Goedert has given one time. Yeah, Dallas Goedert, he need to stop dropping the first pass of every game. Like, come on, DG. Come on, DG. How Tom Brady got shot out last week. That's cool. Jalen Hurts ain't Tom Brady. I don't know why whenever you want to, make an argument, you say, look at this person. Look at this person's random game against a totally different team. Like, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Sanders is expendable, as I said. He is. Running backs in general are pretty expendable in the league right now. But most of his best passing plays came in the second half, so I'll say he has solid passing in the second half in back-to-back weeks. I mean, all right. I mean, consistency. That's all I want to see. I just want to see, can he make some plays? Definitely. I just want to see him become consistent. Carlos throw for throw. He's not there consistently. Exactly. What's going on, Joey Shakes? What's going on, my brother? He says, first half made me nervous. Did the Eagles play like this in that first half because of a short week? I don't get how they look so lifeless. Yeah, I mean, it was bad. It was bad. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you're such a hater. But I really just think it was on Hurts not being able to make the plays. Like, he just wasn't making plays. Did I think that we should have just ran it a lot more? Yes. But at the same time, like I said, and I'm going to rewatch this film because I'm pretty sure, like, I'm going to rewatch this game. But look, it felt like the New York Giants were all the way selling out to stop this run game. And when you have 9 people in the box, your quarterback has to be able to throw the ball at some point. Your quarterback has to be able to make a play. So, I don't think that it was all the way his fault. I do think that it, at the end of the day, comes down to him, though, in the first half. Like, you got to make some plays. You just have to. So, I mean, it is what it is. They were able to figure something out and get it going in the second half. How you going to say you hate someone who says hater? He's right, because Story just said you hate him. I'm so confused. I was so many hate. Nobody hates anybody, man. To keep it 100, I'm glad Hurts has things to work out. I doubt Howie would keep him if he was at his ceiling already. I mean, definitely, yeah. If this was his ceiling, that would be scary. I'm thinking because it was a short week, but I don't know how. Look at the Packers. They're slow to start. S.J. Spiller in the second round. Smitty is the man. Hurts needs to work on his timing, accuracy, and pocket presence, period. Devontae Smith is more than just the man. Devontae Smith is, we got a wide receiver, y'all. Devontae Smith is something serious. It's fun watching Devontae Smith run around and make these plays, and his route running, like, ridiculous, man. We got an alarm, y'all. It's ridiculous, man. It is ridiculous how good that man is. But that can bite us in the butt in the playoffs or any game. What's going on, Backyard Podcast? What's going on? Offense as a whole was weird in the first quarter. It was. Jalen Hurts is a Hurts hater because he said himself that the mistakes in the first half start with him. I mean, I didn't even see it, but that's how it felt. It felt like he just couldn't make the plays. And I mean, good for him. He was able to come around and make the plays. Silky Smooth Smith. Yeah, Devontae Smith was the exact right pick that we need. That's exactly what we needed. Shout out to my guy Drew Johnson with the $5 super chat. He said, yo, Castro, glad to end this week on a win. Yeah, this is what we needed, Drew. This is what we needed, right? It's been a long week, I feel like, coming from the COVID stuff with Nick Sirianni getting sick, going against Washington, and I'm going to be real with you, like, I felt that we were supposed to win that game against Washington, but at the same time, something in me was just like, something's not right here, right? Like, everything felt like it was starting to kind of work its way together for us to somehow lose that game. Obviously, we didn't. We won that game. We win this game. Now we're in the driver's seat to make the playoffs, man, and it feels good. It feels good. We have 3 first-round picks. They might be a little bit later. The Dolphins one might still be a mid-round pick, but it's looking like the Colts don't know how to lose anymore, which is starting to piss me off. But, the Colts are winning, so that'll probably be like a 20th pick, something like that, 20 to 25. Then you look at ours, will probably be like anywhere from like 18 to 24, something like that. You got 3 first-round picks, I think 11 in total this year. You got a quarterback that looks like somebody you can build around. You have a running game that I really do feel like you can plug and play almost anybody. You can put in a lot of different running backs, and it's going to work. We have good wide receivers, like outside of just Devontae Smith. Quez Watkins is something real. Like, Quez Watkins, I feel like when he's able to make a play, when you give him a chance, that man makes the play. Like, there's been so many, catches that it's like he bails Jalen Hurts out sometimes, and it's beautiful to watch. Like I said, that's what you want from your wide receivers. But, you got 2 young guys. If Jalen Reagor can figure it out, you got 3 young guys. If not, you have, 15 plus mil to go out there and get somebody if you really want to at the wide receiver position. You have a secondary on the defense that isn't old, isn't young. It's expensive, when you look at Darius Slay next year, but I think it's worth having around. You look at this defensive line, Milton Williams is starting to come into his own. Taron Jackson starting to come into his own. So, I mean, this isn't supposed to be a playoff year, but this feels good. This feels really good all around. Like, looking back game to game, it was tough, I will be honest. But now looking back at everything, I mean, shoot. Shout out to John Gale with the $5 super chat. He said, didn't see Hurts run much today, still hurting. I know that he came off the field. I can't remember exactly when it was. I want to say it was in the second half, like early in the second half, that he came off the field limping a little bit. And I was a little bit worried. I was like, what's going on? Honestly, though, good. I mean, the less that he runs and the more that he's forced to be a passer, I think that only helps him. Like, if you can do something as well as he can run, I don't think you need the reps at it, right? Like, I don't think he needs to keep running to keep his legs fresh. I think that keeping him back there, letting him continue to develop as a passer is the win-win scenario you want to see. Like that I can't even talk. Like Thabit, I think Thabot. I can't say your name, bro. But he says his stats would be better if Jalen Hurts could throw. I mean, yeah. I mean, he can throw. It's just he's got to be more consistent. I get what you're saying, though. What's going on? AJ says, let's go. Yeah, this was a nice win. Ain't not how you I think you mean ain't about how you start, it's how you finish. And I agree. It's not complaining about the win, it's evaluating and critiquing the player's performance. Exactly. And that's what we do on this channel. If you are new to the channel, first of all, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We got 30 people in here. But if you are new to the channel, that's what I do. I just sit here and I give my opinion about the good, the bad, the ugly, all of that. This week, we'll be talking more about it. I got to reach out to some content creators, maybe some more reporters. I haven't had time to really like sit down and do my interviews like I usually do. But this week I will probably get back to it. Yeah, Quez is our ideal wide receiver too because he doesn't come with an ego next to Smitty and catches everything. Big facts. What's going on, Ref Taco? What you think about the Slay dropped interception? That was the weirdest interception the drop I've ever seen. English is undefeated. But it was literally one of the weirdest drops I've ever seen in my life. Like, it looked like he caught it, then fumbled it. It was just like, psh, psh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can I find something that I won't get, First of all, this was the coolest thing. I got my girlfriend. I don't know if y'all can see that. My girlfriend's mom got me like a shot cup made of peppermint. But this was how it was. He was like, bro, how do you drop that? How do you drop that? Dank Burrito, chill out. Dank Burrito going in on you, bro. Dank going in on you, but no, it was a weird drop. I mean, this was a great game, though, man. I really ain't got nothing to complain about. Like, and that's rare for me. If you've been watching the show for long enough, that's rare for me. For me to not have anything to complain about. I mean, Derek Barnett, I can complain about him, but I'm used to that at this point. I'm used to him having a foul a game at least. Sometimes it don't be like it is, but it do. I'm so confused. You guys gotta slow down when y'all typing. 5-1 in the last 6. Ref Taco, we looking good. Man. I mean, like I said, these aren't great teams. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? These are not great teams by any means, by any stretch of the imagination, but you're winning the games in front of you. And if we would have won that game against the Giants the first time around, we would be 9-6. Like realistically, if I'm not saying that this will happen, right? And it probably won't. And it's probably me just being a hater, but imagine the Cowboys lose out. And then the last game, you know what I'm saying, is the Eagles versus Cowboys for the division. Imagine that. If that happens, I will never let a Cowboys fan live that down. Like, even if we don't win it, I don't care. If they have a collapse that big, which I'm pretty sure they're going to go ahead and win the division tonight against the Washington football team. Washington's just not good. I don't think Dallas is as good as everybody's giving them credit to be, though. And I know this has nothing to do with Dallas. We should be celebrating our win. But, hey, screw them. You know what I'm saying? Screw it. Look, I feel like the Eagles have everything in front of them. I feel like this is a team that can go out there and make this playoffs and surprise some teams. And I've been saying that And I'm ready. Jake Fromm is not ready. Jake Fromm was not ready. Jake Fromm, State Farm was not good. It's just like 2019 all over again. We got to rely on the Bears to beat the Vikings. Didn't the Vikings just lose? So they need to lose one more game, right? And then we need to win one more game, and we're in the playoffs. If I'm not mistaken, we needed the Vikings to lose 2 games, and we needed to win 2 games, and we were in the playoffs. We were guaranteed a playoff spot. I mean, that's doable. Do you still have the Discord server? I got to re-download the app. I don't know if people are still on it because my old phone like had no storage space, so I had to get a new phone. But now I have the 13, so we'll start that back up. Next live, I'll drop the link again. All we have to do is win out and we're in. Yeah, basically, that's the most basicness of it. I'm hoping for that because I'm going to the link for that Dallas versus Eagles game. That would be lit. That would be lit. Vikings got the Packers next. You know, I will say that I think that obviously the Vikings should lose that game, but you never know. Those division games, those division games are never easy. Division games are never easy. What games we got going on right now anyways? Is there anything that really impact? Damn, the Chiefs are back. That is scary. The Bills beat the Patriots. Bucks beat the Panthers. Killed the Panthers. Ooh, the Vikings barely lost to the Rams. They barely lost. Seahawks beating the Bears. So our game was like the only real blowout so far. I mean, it looks like the Chiefs were going to blow these guys out, and the Panthers got blown out. The Ravens got smacked. Damn, the Ravens are trash. That's crazy. Playoffs start next week for us. Playoffs been started for us. To be honest with you, these are all playoff games. Real talk. Jason Wall says we control our destiny. We definitely do, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to be in a transitional year. You know what I'm saying? We might beat some actually decent teams that thought this was their year to go to the playoffs. Like, think about that. Saw a post-game press conference where a reporter asked Hurts about the playoff scenario. Jalen straight cut him off and said they were worried about Washington football team. I love that. Yeah, I mean, he knows how to answer questions, man. That's one thing about Jalen. Jalen knows how to talk. 525 and 5 touchdowns. Yeesh. That's crazy. That is crazy. The Ravens, is Lamar Jackson hurt? Is Lamar still hurt? Did he play? Hold on. Let me see if he played. Nah, yeah, he didn't play. I mean, their backup didn't do that bad. Who's their backup? Josh Johnson, it looks like. That's tough. Damn, 525. 4 touchdowns. Sheesh. That's crazy. Higgins had 194 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase had 125. Sheesh. These boys went crazy. These boys went crazy on them. Josh Johnson started for, that's crazy. That's actually kind of sad. That's tough. You know, when you lose your quarterback, man, not everybody's as prepared as the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are sitting in a decent little spot. If anything ever happens, God forbid, to Jalen Hurts, I feel confident with Gardner Minshew being able to run this offense. And I think that's another thing we got to look at. This offense is well put together by Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni deserves a lot of credit and a lot of apologies because Nick Sirianni took a lot of heat early on in the season. And for right reason, for just reason. He definitely has some things he had to work on. But at the same time, he is shutting haters up, including me. I did not think he was going to look this good. And he's looked really good, man. Don't matter we get into the playoffs or not, we still have Howie and he will tank the draft. Man, I like the players we got right now. This looks to be a pretty good draft. This looks like a pretty good draft. So maybe he's got his head out his butt. Coach of the year, I don't know. I don't know about coach of the year. I don't know when they decide. If they decide like midway through the playoffs and maybe if we win a game or two. Can't really say that when the young guys are stepping up. What do you mean by that? Oh, with the whole draft thing? That's the thing. Like, we might be looking at this team totally different after this year. Especially after this offseason. If we can hit on another good offseason where we get two players that we feel like, looking at Landon Dickerson and looking at Devontae Smith, we looked at those two players and we're like, we probably hit on these guys. Landon Dickerson was more so like just staying healthy, but we felt confident about them, and obviously we see why. But if we can hit on two more players like that, at least two more players like that, it might be scary hours. If we can add a very solid cornerback or safety, probably a safety would start right away. Maybe a cornerback if you're letting go of Steven Nelson. But if you can get somebody in that secondary that's a playmaker, a young secondary playmaker, and then get yourself a young linebacker, I think sky's the limit for this defense. And I think the defense is all you really got to work on. Nick adjusted, figuring out this was a running team. Yeah, facts. Where's the Giants fans saying they would win 12 games going to the playoffs? They said we could only win 4 games at best. I knew the Giants was going to be trash. These boys don't know how to win more than 5 games. They try so hard, though, and I respect that. Like, Giants fans are always the loudest. Like, Cowboys fans are obnoxious, you know what I'm saying? But Giants fans always got something to say, no matter how much they lose. They always come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're cockroaches, man. You could smash the heck out of them. You could stomp them with your foot. They're going to find a way back. I'm telling you that the Giants fans are the cockroaches of the NFC East. You cannot kill them. You cannot disperse of them. Does not matter. They are always going to be there just eating all your little, your breadcrumbs and ish. I hate Giants fans, man. Maybe it's because most of them are in my family. Quez, Milton Williams, Mailata, Maddox, and Dickerson. Yeah, these young guys looking good, man. What's going on, Papa Sora? My conspiracy theory is that Howie and Jeffrey Lurie wanted to pass the ball like that. What we got to see, like what we saw in the first half of the season. I do think that as well. I've said that before as well. I think that, the passing game kind of came from upstairs. I think a lot of the times, that's what this front office wanted to see. And I think that they kind of made that clear. I think they've said that on multiple occasions. So I don't think that's a far out conspiracy theory. I think you're onto something there. But let's be sure to hit that like, man. We're at 23 right now. We got 30-something people in here. So let's get that like goal up to like 30. Can we get to 30 likes? You know that? We already at 38 minutes, These go fast. I had no idea that we were almost at 40 minutes already. Joe Judge is the reason for that beatdown. Joe Judge, what's Holmes' name? Jason Garrett. These are guys that they might, deserve a spot in the Eagles Hall of Fame. The way that they have been able to just basically demolish their franchises from within for the Philadelphia Eagles has been beautiful. It has been beautiful. So, shout out to Joe Judge. Shout out to Jason Garrett. We miss you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Great job. It is what it is. He said, hey, yo, you called them crap. Yeah, they cockroaches, bro. They cockroaches. Giants fans are crybabies. Cowboys fans are idiots. Eagles fans are jerks. And and that one Washington fan is a nice guy. Yeah, I met that one Washington fan. Yeah, it's funny because every Washington fan I've met like, not many. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. But everyone I've met has been pretty cool. Most of them have been through like the podcasting and stuff like that. So, so most of them are pretty cool, but, I don't know. They're very humble at this point. Like, they understand where they are. Like, unlike Cowboys fans, like, who think that they won the Super Bowl last year, every year, Washington fans at least are humble about it. You probably saw Lurie as disappointed when we ran the ball heavy versus the Saints. He's always disappointed. Giants fans, Xmas present is having Joe Judge and Jones back next year. Lucky them. Jason been fired. I know, but he deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame for what he did for those years that he was with the Cowboys. To be able to be that mediocre for that long and hold your job, God bless you, Jason Garrett. God bless you. That is an American dream right there. To be able to do your job terribly and never get fired. I wish. I wish. I really do wish. But I mean, I don't know. I don't even know. Give me something to I really like, what is there to complain about? There's nothing to say about this game outside of the first half was tough. And I think that's going to get, dragged into the mud. Everybody's going to keep on saying that. You get like, you'll see who's negative and who's positive from that. Mr. Clap, yeah, facts. But, you'll see who's the negative and the positive people from that, because you'll see either people are going to be talking about only the first half or they're going to only talk about the second half. I'm going to talk about both. I'm going to sit here and talk about both. I'm going to talk about how this defense deserves some credit. You know what I'm saying? All year I've been kind of a defensive apologist. But yeah, look at them coming through in the clutch. Ramal said, what's our playoff chances? I think they're pretty high. I don't know the actual number, but I know that all we really need right now is to win one more game, and we need the Vikings to lose one more game. And we in there like swimwear. You know what I'm saying? We in there like swimwear. So I see no reason why, as long as we win out, we should be good. I see no reason why we are not making the playoffs. I really don't. Herbig been great too. Brooks out of here next year. Our offensive line is ridiculous. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, looking at this from going back to the offseason and looking at this team, I was like, there's, a lot of questions. We got to figure out what this team is. The only question I still have is how long-term is Jalen Hurts? Outside of that, I think that if you plug and fill in some of the holes that we all know are there, defensively, and I don't even think we need anything really offensively. Maybe you get yourself a third wide receiver, but like, if you fill in these holes, I think we got a nasty team, to be real. I really do. Like, and it depends on where you land. Do you think that we're a quarterback away, or do you think we got the quarterback and we're just a couple defensive pieces away? Like, do you think we're a coach away? Like, I don't think we're that far off. I think we're a lot closer than even I thought in the beginning of this year. So unless Sam Fan loses out, then it's the Eagles and Vikings as possible playoff teams. I'm still mad at Gannon. Only bring 4 guys rushing the quarterback like on Tuesday. Trash QBs looks good. I agree that Gannon has to get it together and be a little bit more consistent, right? I say consistent with Jalen Hurts. I think it's fair to say it with him. Gannon has to be more consistent in the being aggressive category. Like, but at the same time, you look at these defensive numbers, we're right around the middle of the pack everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that I don't know if we have the players to be much better than that, if I'm being real. Like, I don't know if we have the players to be a top 5 defense in every category. So I don't know if Gannon's doing the best he can with this team, but I don't think he's doing terrible with this defense. I think it's just us as fans are kind of tired of seeing the, dink and dunk down the field and bend don't break. So I don't know. With Hurts' poor accuracy, he needs a big body receiver. I can respect that. I mean, we've seen J-Jaw make some plays. You know what I'm saying? He's a big body type guy. I mean, Devontae Smith becomes a big body guy. Devontae Smith gets up there. Same thing with Quez Watkins. Quez Watkins gets up there. So it's a beautiful thing. Like, this is really, like, it's crazy to think that we're as close as I think we are. Like, I think we're a couple players away from really making some deep runs in the playoffs. And like, I just don't know if quarterback is one of those players. I don't know if quarterback is one of those positions that we're going to have to do. We're still number 1 rushing offense and about 10 or 12 defense overall. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's weird. We're a really good defense, on paper. Not really good, but we're a pretty good defense on paper, and obviously I think we nitpick with our defense because we want to see more sacks. We want to see more, splash plays. But, they're getting off the field, and that's really what you want from your defense. You want them to just get the heck off the field. So they've been doing their job when it comes to that, right? They've been doing their job. So I ain't mad. I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? I am not mad at you. I ain't mad at you. My bad. I be getting distracted. So I'm so easily distracted. I really am so easily distracted. But either way, I am about to get out of here, y'all. I just wanted to come on the live, say what's up to my peoples, because I miss y'all. I really do. I really do love y'all. I promise I'm not lying. I promise. But we still got 40 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe if you are new. Let's get to 3K. Let's get there, man. Let's just get to 3K, get that over with, so I can throw my red button up. Because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get my red button back up. But y'all let me know how y'all feeling in the comments. How y'all feel about this win? How y'all feeling about the Eagles? How y'all feeling about me being so right about this prediction that I said 7-4 in the last 11? I am somewhat of a psychic. You can say I'm somewhat of a psychic, but I appreciate all y'all. Love y'all. Y'all know what it is. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Peace!
Everywhere, this is for you.
Fly Eagles Fly, you on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man soft. Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, early time to do 'em in. Your boy Philly Fresco, thanks for tuning in.